Hey YouTube family, I am back. Thank you for tuning in. I have some exciting news to share. I passed my OBGYN registry on Friday. Yay! So if you are wanting to sit for yours soon, or even if it's not really soon and you just need some tips on how to pass the first time, take a look at this video. Keep on watching. Okay, so when I first started studying, I didn't know where to begin, and you're probably in the same predicament. You don't know where to start. It's so much material. The first thing I would suggest you do is go onto the ARDMS website and look at the exam content outline. It'll give you a breakdown of the percentages of the content. So what percentage of it is going to be normal anatomy, what percentage will be congenital anomalies, etc., etc. Now, here are some of the resources that I used. The first book I would recommend you get is called The Examination Review for Ultrasound. It's actually for abdomen and OBGYN by Stephen M. Penny. It's an awesome book. I've only been through the OBGYN part since that's the exam that I sat for first, but it's got different chapters in here that kind of breaks down the material into digestible pieces, so you're not so overwhelmed by how much information you've got to study. And then there are questions after every single chapter, 40 questions after every chapter, and the answers are in the back of the book. And you can find the reason for the right answer in the text. So I would definitely recommend reading through this, studying this, practicing those questions until you're getting them, just about all of them, correct, and you're understanding why they're correct. So this was an awesome resource. Another book that I used was the textbook that my teachers required us to get for the program, and that is Obstetrics and Gynecology. This is the 4th edition. So you can get this book too, and it's got a lot more detail. Obviously, it's thicker than the red book. A lot more detail in it if you need any more detail or explanation on the things that are in the Penny book. You can refer to this one, and that's what I did. I kind of added to what was in the Penny book as I made my own study guide. Again, just like I did for physics, I made my own study guide. I broke it down based off of the content outline on ARDMS and according to the chapters in the Penny book, and then I used this to kind of fill in the holes, fill in the pieces for myself. Now, another resource I used, Exome, and I did use Exome for myself this time. So I bought the 5-day access to the Exome questions. It was $79, and I highly recommend it. I had access to the questions for 5 days, and I did those questions repeatedly for those 5 days, every single day. Some of the questions were the same, some of them were new, but just immersing yourself with questions and familiarizing yourself with questions and just getting as many questions as you can familiarize yourself with and know the answers to, the better off you're going to be. They also have packages where you can buy like up to 2 weeks, I think, of the questions. I just didn't want to pay the money for it, so I just did $79. But I mean, it's all up to you and what you can afford for taking your registry. And then the last resource that I used was Ultrasound Registry Review, and it was awesome. There are a lot of things on there like that they kind of break down and teach you, but all I did on Ultrasound Registry Review for this exam were the mock exams, and that's because I had already studied Penny, I had already studied my textbook, I had been through the exome questions, so all I did was take the mock exams. And let me tell you, I failed my first two. I failed my first 2 mock exams. I think I may have passed a couple. I mean, I did pass a couple, but I started off failing. And you had to make an 85% on the Ultrasound Registry Review exam to pass it. I was getting like a 65. So I was actually very nervous going into my exam. But let me tell you, it was great preparation, and I took those exams over and over until I got a passing score. So I strongly recommend that you do that. And Ultrasound Registry Review gives you the answers after you take it, and it also explains why the answer is what it is. Okay, so what kind of material, kind of things do you need to know? I would definitely say know your most common pathologies, your most common disorders, the most common not most common, but the associations between different anomalies and what you see on ultrasound. Know your associations, know normal and abnormal measurements, OBGYN measurements, and also how to get those measurements, like how do you measure whatever it is. You also want to inundate yourself with ultrasound images. You're going to have images on your exam. You have to know what you're looking at. So definitely practice those. Don't just look at case study questions, even though those are great too. But you're going to get some images and you want to be able to identify and know what you're looking at. Don't forget your physics. Physics did come up on my exam. They integrated it into the OBGYN content and give yourself enough time to study. I would recommend at least a month and a half. I started studying in mid-January and I took my test on March 5th. So definitely give yourself enough time to study. And like I said last time, once you pick your date, stick to it. You got this. You can do it. If you have any questions, leave me a comment in the comment section below. I'm going to post some links on here to my resources that I use so that you can refer to that if you'd like to use it. I hope this video was helpful for you and good luck on your exam. All right, I'll see y'all next time.